Muppet Vision 3D may be gone, but we here at Mickey and Mandy have the best way to remember them by. What is going on, everybody? I'm David, and this is our family small shop, Mickey and Mandy. We are Disney adults, and we create custom bags, screen printed shirts, and handmade home decor inspired by everybody's favorite magical theme parks. And in this week's video, we are starting to peel back the curtain and show you how we make some of the amazing products that are on our website, starting off with the screen printed shirts. And before we get started, if you're finding us just now for the very first time, welcome. We are happy to have you, and we hope that you are ready for some Disney-inspired content. So to discuss the idea of our screen printed shirts that we have on our family small shop, Mickey and Mandy, where do these designs come from? Because we have a lot. If you've been on our website before, we have a lot of different shirt designs. And with these shirt ideas primarily being inspired by those magical theme parks in Southern California and Central Florida, you can imagine they come from a wide range of places. The parks, the characters, the rides, the resorts, a lot of things. For our Muppet Vision 3D shirt that I'm going to be showing you later in this video though, this is actually the latest addition in a collection that we have of our vintage 90s shirts. We have one for all 4 Florida parks, both California parks, and then a smattering of other soon-to-be defunct or already defunct and extinct attractions and experiences around the Walt Disney World Resort. Because that's kind of the idea with these shirts, is that we wanted them to be kind of reminiscent of those sort of throwback college sweatshirts of yesterday, but magical theme park edition. If where you went to college was where dreams come true. So what's nice about this particular collection is that we get to expand upon it. It's really the only good thing about the D23 Expo every year, is that we find out the things that are going to be closing and we get to create new shirt designs based off of these closures. Like the Dino Land USA one is probably one of my favorites that we have on our website because it is very reminiscent of like that sort of 90s Jurassic Park era of dinosaurs, except Disney World, so Dino Institute instead of InGen. It's fine, whatever. But for this week's video, we are going to be showing you how we make these screen printed shirts, and specifically, I'm going to be showing you how we make the Muppet Vision 3D shirt in this particular collection. So pull on that yellow strap and let's get going. So adding Muppet Vision 3D into this vintage 90s shirt design collection was really a no-brainer. I love the Muppets, I love Muppet Vision 3D. The amount of times that I've dragged my family and friends onto this attraction is staggering. It would shock you. And every single time I watched it, it was like the first time that I ever watched it. I laughed at every single joke. It warmed my heart when they welcomed Bean Bunny back into the show and let him set off the fireworks. It is just absolute cinema. And I'm honestly surprised I haven't made myself this particular shirt design yet, given how much I love Muppet Vision 3D and the rest of the Muppets. So let's go through the process one step at a time on how we make one of our screen printed shirts, as I add another fine addition to my collection. So the first step in our process is going to be prepping the Cricut, the mat, and the rest of the vinyl. I don't like to waste any vinyl, so I cut normally a strip worth of vinyl of the size that I'm going to be needing for the shirt. Luckily, we're just working with one color here, so I can just go with this one rectangle here and be good to go. I put it shiny side down on the Cricut mat, so that way it sticks. Make sure my Cricut and my Cricut software are up and running, and we are good to go. There is one very important step in this process though, and it is you have to make sure that you mirror the image before you start to cut, especially when you are working with heat transfer vinyl and you are adhering that vinyl onto a shirt. Because if you cut it out as it normally appears in a Cricut design space, congratulations, you're going to have a backward shirt design smack dab in the middle of your shirt, and it's gonna look weird. Maybe that's what you're going for, but it's gonna look weird. So make sure that you mirror it. You can normally do it in the Cricut design space, but they actually, maybe it wasn't so recent, for me it is, but they've added an option at the very end of the process when you go to prep everything else, like the size of your mat, what material are you cutting, things like that, where they give you the opportunity to mirror the image so that way it doesn't come out backwards when you go to press it onto the shirt. And then we hit the magical Cricut button and we are off. So a little bit about me and my experience and my history with working with heat transfer vinyl in relation to shirts. When I first started off and I was doing the research on how to do this, the best methods and things like that, a lot of the videos that I was seeing were talking about how this is one of their favorite steps in the process and they absolutely love it, and you get to watch the Cricut do its thing. This is one of the few times that you're gonna hear me say this during this video. This is 1000% one of my least favorite parts of the process, because there can be so many different unpredictable variables when it comes to using the Cricut and the mat and things like that. The vinyl can unstick from the mat, which might just be a sign that you need a new cutting mat, so that way it stays down the whole time. The blade might snag on the vinyl and then the whole thing is ruined. You gotta start completely over. For me, I honestly, after I hit the Cricut go button, I leave the room and do something else. Because no matter what happens, if it messes up or if it doesn't, it's beyond my control and there's nothing that I can do about it, and I wasted the vinyl anyway. So I just leave for 10 minutes, let it do its thing, and I come back and hope that I did everything correct. And after we cut the vinyl, it is time for a process called weeding the heat transfer vinyl. This is where we pretty much take away all of the excess heat transfer vinyl that we aren't going to need to press on the shirt. By the time this process is done, the only things that are going to be left are going to be the lines, the wording, and the artwork. And this was another one that when I was doing the research before I was really starting to get into heat transfer vinyl, a lot of people were saying that this is their least favorite part of the process. They think it's really tedious and they don't like it, and it just takes up so much time. And for me personally, this is actually my favorite part of the process. And I think it's because this is the one part of the process that I can 1000% control. I have the design, I have the vinyl, I have the little tool that I use to pick all the excess vinyl off. And I know this design because odds are I made it. So I know what this is supposed to look like at the end. I find this step in the process to be incredibly relaxing. And after we weed the vinyl, it is time to prep the shirt. For this particular design, we normally go a couple inches down from the collar on the shirt, and we make it as close to the center as possibly can. And the lines on this actually help make sure that it's nice and straight. Gotta make sure you keep everything level. We normally throw some markings on there to make sure that everything is where it should be, but don't worry, we're gonna put a pin in that, we're gonna come back to it. And then it's time to go down to our heat press. While I have been cutting and while I have been weeding and prepping the shirt and everything like that, our heat press downstairs and outside in the garage has been warming up, ready to go. For me personally, I like to warm the shirt up a little bit first. This ensures that the heat transfer vinyl is going to stick to the shirt, at least increases the chance that it's going to stick on there the first time. After we warm the shirt up for just a few seconds, we line the design up on those markings that we made on the shirt. We put a protective layer over it, and then we pray. We wish upon a star. We do whatever we need to do to make sure that this design is going to stick to the shirt. Then in a perfect world, we take the protective layer off, we peel back the rest of that plastic, and the entire design is on the shirt. We are all set and ready to go. And then just to add a little bit more security and to also just make the shirt, in my opinion, look a little bit better, I put another shirt over the shirt that I just pressed with the design on it, and then throw it on the heat press one more time. Because with that first round of the press, we are adhering the vinyl to the shirt. But by putting the shirt on it and then pressing it one more time, we're kind of ensuring that the vinyl is part of the shirt now. It kind of adheres to the actual individual threads of the shirt. And then after we let it cool for just a little bit, we take the rest of those markings off, and then we pack it up, and it's ready to go to you for your next trip to the Disney parks. And I am so happy with how this shirt turned out. I will definitely be wearing this in more videos moving forward. I love the Muppets. I love Muppet Vision 3D. I am very sad to see it go, and I am very sad to see Muppet Courtyard all boarded up, but I am also so excited to see Monstropolis move into the Disney parks. I feel like this is something that Disney fans have been asking for a very long time. And it does make me feel a little bit better that we're not losing the Muppets forever and that we are getting them over at Rock and Roller Coaster. In my personal opinion, that is another attraction that kind of needs a little bit of TLC. But those are Disney park opinions for another time. But if you do like this Muppet Vision 3D shirt, please make sure that you check out our family's small shop, mickeyandmandy.com. It's not just screen printed shirts. My mom makes some of the handmade bags that you see behind me. We also do custom ones like this lunch tote. Very cool stuff. We also have select options in our home decor. And you've seen in this video the awesome screen printed shirts that we make. So be sure you check us out. And also make sure you subscribe over here to our YouTube channel so that way you don't miss out on future Disney Parks content, as we also do that. Last week we were talking about Disney Springs. Next week we're going to keep talking about our last trip to the Disney parks, and we're going to keep showing you how we make some of these awesome products on our website. And by following us over on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, you will not be able to miss out on any of the sales that we run on our website or any of the new products that we drop. And remember, we also do weekly ready-to-ship drops. So if you don't want to wait the turnaround time for any of these handmade products, that's fine. They're still handmade, but every single week we drop a bunch of new bags and bookmarks and wristlets and all sorts of awesome things ready to go for you and your next Disney trip. Also, if you like this content and you want to share it with other fellow Disney adults, do that. That would be swell. But only if you feel like it. But more importantly, everybody, we thank you so much for being here and for watching and being a part of this crazy journey with us, and we will see you real soon.